November isn't the end of your growing season. For smart gardeners, it's actually the most strategic planting window of the entire year. Skip this month, and you're leaving months of fresh food on the table. Literally. But plant these 18 vegetables right now, and you'll be harvesting through winter and getting a massive head start on spring. Before we dive in, drop a comment telling me what zone you garden in and whether you've tried November planting before. I read every single one. And if year-round food production matters to you, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I share real-world strategies that extend your harvest and maximize every inch of growing space. All right, let's jump into vegetable number 1. And trust me, if you only plant one thing this month, make it this one. Vegetable 1. Garlic. The non-negotiable November. Essential. If you plant nothing else in November, plant garlic. This is absolutely non-negotiable. Here's why. Garlic needs cold. It requires a vernalization period, basically winter temperatures, to trigger proper bulb formation. Skip November planting and you've missed the entire season. When you plant garlic now, it spends winter establishing a massive root system underground. Look at this. By spring, those roots are already 6 inches deep, while spring-planted garlic is just waking up. The result? November garlic produces bulbs that are 30 to 50% larger with way more flavor. It's not even close. Break your seed garlic into individual cloves. Plant them pointy end up, 2 inches deep, 6 inches apart. Mulch heavily with straw or leaves. Done. Pro tip: use hardneck varieties like Music or Chestnut Red in cold climates. Softneck types like California White for warm zones. And always buy seed garlic, not grocery store bulbs, to avoid bringing in diseases. You'll harvest next July, and a single planted clove turns into an entire bulb worth $5 at the farmer's market. Plant 20 cloves, save $100. Miss November? You've missed garlic. Don't let that happen. Vegetable 2. Fava beans. Fava beans. The cold-loving protein. Powerhouse fava beans are criminally underrated in American gardens, and November is when they shine. These aren't your typical beans. Favas actually prefer cold weather. They laugh at frost. They tolerate snow. They survive freezing temperatures that would obliterate green beans or snap peas. Plant them now in mild climates, and they'll grow steadily through winter. In cold zones, they'll emerge super early in spring, weeks before anything else. And look at these plants. Those black and white flowers are gorgeous. The beans themselves are nutty, creamy, packed with protein. Way better than store-bought. Plant seeds directly 2 inches deep, 6 inches apart. They don't transplant well, so direct sowing is the way. Here's the bonus. Favas fix nitrogen in the soil. They're literally improving your garden beds while producing food. When you cut them down after harvest, all that nitrogen feeds your summer crops. Harvest in late spring, right when your main garden is just getting started. Perfect timing. Fava beans are a total game changer. Don't overlook them. Vegetable 3. Spinach. Spinach. Fresh salad greens. All winter, spinach is one of the toughest vegetables you can grow, and November planting unlocks 2 huge advantages. First, spinach gets sweeter after frost. Cold temperatures trigger sugar production in the leaves. The result? Tender, almost sweet spinach that tastes nothing like the bitter summer stuff. Second, you get fresh greens when grocery store spinach costs $8 for a tiny plastic container. And tastes like cardboard. Choose cold hardy varieties. Bloomsdale, Winter Giant, Space. These are bred specifically for cold weather. Direct seed 1/2 inch deep in rows or broadcast across beds. Keep soil moist until germination. After that, spinach basically takes care of itself. In mild climates, you'll harvest continuously all winter. Just pick outer leaves, and the center keeps producing. In cold zones, growth slows, but plants survive under row cover or in cold frames, then explode in early spring. Fresh spinach in December, fresh spinach in January. That's what November planting gives you. Vegetable 4. Kale. The indestructible frost lover. Kale is basically the superhero of winter vegetables. It's nearly impossible to kill, and frost makes it better. November planted kale establishes strong roots before winter truly hits. Then it just sits there, looking beautiful, providing fresh greens whenever you want them. I've harvested kale from under 6 inches of snow. The plants don't even flinch. They just keep going. Plant transplants if you've got them, or direct seed a quarter-inch deep. Space 12 inches apart. These plants get big. Go for cold-tolerant varieties. Winterbore is a tank. Lacinato has incredible flavor. Red Russian is gorgeous and productive. You can harvest leaves continuously all winter, or let plants mature and take whole heads in spring. Either way works. The best part? Kale after multiple frosts tastes completely different from summer kale. The bitterness disappears. It gets tender and sweet. Kale is November garden insurance. Plant it and forget about it until you're ready to eat. 4 vegetables down, and we've already covered garlic, protein-rich beans, and 2 powerhouse greens that'll feed you all winter. If you're getting excited about November planting, go ahead and hit that like button right now. Let YouTube know this content is valuable, and trust me, the next vegetables get even better. Let's keep going. Vegetable 5. Lettuce. Lettuce. Cool season. Perfection. Summer lettuce is a nightmare. It bolts the second temperatures hit 75 degrees. You get maybe 3 weeks of harvests, then it's over. November lettuce? Total opposite. It thrives in cool weather and produces for months. Choose cold-hardy varieties specifically bred for this. Winter density, Arctic King, Butterhead types, these are your friends. Direct seed or transplant seedlings 6 inches apart. They'll germinate even in cold soil, though it takes a bit longer than spring planting. Within 4 to 6 weeks, you're harvesting tender leaves. Cut and come again style, or take whole heads. In cold climates, protect lettuce with row covers or cold frames and you'll harvest through December, maybe longer. In mild zones, it produces non-stop all winter. The quality blows away anything from stores. Crisp, sweet, zero bitterness, and you're picking it fresh minutes before eating it. November lettuce is one of the easiest wins in the garden. Minimal effort, maximum reward. Vegetable 6. Radishes, the speed demon. Want instant gratification? Plant radishes. They mature in as little as 3 weeks, making them perfect even for cold climate November planting. Radishes actually prefer cool weather. Summer radishes get woody, pithy, and bitter. Fall and winter radishes? Crisp, mild, perfect. Direct seed 1/2 inch deep, 2 inches apart. Keep soil moist. That's literally all you do. You can succession plant every 2 weeks through November for continuous harvests. As soon as one row matures, another's coming up behind it. And if you are in a mild climate, radishes grow straight through winter without protection. Try winter radish varieties too. Daikon, black Spanish, watermelon. These produce massive roots that store beautifully. Way different from spring radishes. Radishes are the instant gratification of November gardening. Plant them today. Eat them before Thanksgiving. Vegetable 7. Arugula. Arugula, peppery greens in record time. Arugula grows fast, loves cold weather, and adds serious flavor to winter meals. This spicy green matures in just 3 to 4 weeks. Plant it now, harvest it before winter truly hits. Broadcast seed across a bed or plant in rows, 1/4 inch deep. Arugula practically grows itself. Seriously, it's nearly foolproof. The cold actually mellows the peppery bite slightly while keeping leaves tender. You get all the flavor without the harsh spiciness summer arugula can have. And here's a bonus. Let a few plants go to flower in spring, and you'll get free seeds that drop and grow new plants. Self-perpetuating arugula. In mild climates, it grows all winter. In cold zones, it slows down but survives under protection, then takes off again in early spring. For gourmet salads, pizza toppings, and pasta dishes all winter, plant arugula this month. You'll be so glad you did. Vegetable 8. Swiss chard. Swiss chard. Beautiful and bulletproof. Swiss chard is criminally underrated for November planting. It's cold-hardy, incredibly productive, and absolutely stunning to look at. Look at these colors. Bright stems in red, yellow, orange, pink, white. Rainbow chard literally turns your winter garden into a work of art. Chard tolerates hard frosts without complaining, and it produces continuously using the cut-and-come-again method. Harvest outer leaves, center keeps growing. Plant seeds 1/2 inch deep, 6 inches apart. Choose bright lights for maximum color or Ford Hook Giant for massive production. The flavor is mild and versatile. Works beautifully in soups, stir-fries, sautés. The stems cook up tender with a slight crunch. Because it's so cold tolerant, you'll harvest fresh greens well into winter. And if you were in a mild climate, chard might produce until next summer. It's productive, beautiful, and nearly indestructible. November's the perfect time. Vegetable 9. Mosh, corn salad, the gourmet winter green. Mosh is a gourmet green most home gardeners have never heard of, but it's absolutely a November must plant. Also called corn salad or lamb's lettuce, maisrohansdi osapogsayawas, mashe is exceptionally cold hardy. It prefers temperatures below 50 degrees and survives freezing that kills other greens dead. The leaves form these beautiful rosettes with a mild, nutty flavor that's incredibly tender. European gardeners consider this the ultimate winter salad green. They're obsessed with it. Broadcast seed across prepared beds and barely cover. Mashe takes a few weeks to germinate in cold soil, so patience is key. Once established, it produces all winter in mild climates. In cold zones, it'll go dormant but survive under mulch, then resume growth in early spring. Harvest whole rosettes when they reach 3 to 4 inches across. The presentation is stunning. If you want to impress dinner guests with restaurant-quality winter salads, plant mashe this month. It's special. 9 vegetables down, 9 to go. And the second half of this list includes some surprising choices most gardeners never consider for November. Stay with me. These next ones are game changers. Vegetable 10. Peas. The strategic spring explosion. Planting peas in November sounds insane, but it's actually brilliant strategy. In mild climates, peas germinate and establish in fall, grow slowly through winter, then harvest early spring. Weeks before spring, planted peas even sprout. In cold climates, November planted peas sit dormant underground all winter. The second soil thaws, they pop up. Massive head start. Earlier, heavier harvests. Choose cold hardy varieties like Oregon Sugar Pod, Alderman, or Little Marvel. Plant seeds 2 inches deep, 3 inches apart. The key is planting before ground freezes. Seeds wait underground like little time capsules, then activate when conditions are right. This simple timing shift can give you fresh peas in April instead of June. In some climates, that's the difference between harvesting and not harvesting at all before heat kills the vines. It takes a bit of faith planting seeds in cold soil, but the payoff is huge. Vegetable 11. Cilantro. Finally, no more bolting. If you've tried growing cilantro in summer, you know the pain. It bolts immediately, gets maybe 4 inches tall, flowers, and you're done. 2 harvests if you're lucky. November cilantro, completely different plant. Cool weather prevents bolting, so cilantro grows full, bushy, and productive. You'll harvest for months instead of weeks. Direct seed 1/4 inch deep in rows or broadcast across beds. Cilantro germinates quickly and grows steadily in cool temperatures. In mild climates, you'll have fresh cilantro all winter. In cold zones, it slows down but survives under protection and resumes in spring. For taco nights, curries, fresh salsas, and garnishes all winter long, plant cilantro this month. This is one of those crops where timing makes all the difference. Summer cilantro is frustrating. Winter cilantro is a dream. Vegetable 12. Onion sets, your spring harvest insurance. November is prime time for planting onion sets in mild climates, and it gives you massive advantages over spring planting. Fall-planted onions establish roots before winter, then size up rapidly in spring. They mature weeks earlier than spring-planted onions and often produce larger bulbs. Choose short-day varieties if you're in southern zones. Intermediate-day types for middle zones. Check your seed source for recommendations. Plant sets about 1 inch deep, 4 inches apart. The green tops will emerge and grow slowly through winter, then explode when warmth arrives. You'll harvest full-sized bulbs in late spring or early summer while your neighbors are just planting theirs. Even in cold climates, you can plant onions in containers or cold frames this month for earlier harvests. November onion planting is a secret weapon for serious food gardeners. Don't skip it. Quick question. How many of these vegetables have you actually planted in November before? Drop a number in the comments. 0? 5? All of them? I'm genuinely curious where everyone's at with this. And if you're learning strategies you've never heard before, make sure you're subscribed so you never miss these timely planting windows. November happens once a year. Don't miss it. All right, let's finish strong with 6 more must-plant vegetables. Vegetable 13. Asian greens. Asian greens, cold weather variety champions. Asian greens are absolute November superstars that deserve way more attention in American gardens. Bok choy, mizuna, tatsoi, komatsuna. These greens thrive in cool weather and tolerate frost beautifully. They grow quickly, taste incredible, and add serious variety to winter meals. Look at this bok choy. Planted in November, it forms perfect heads in just 6 to 8 weeks. The texture stays crisp. The flavor stays mild and sweet. Mizuna and tatsoi are even more cold hardy. They'll produce continuously through winter in mild climates or under protection in cold zones. Plant seeds 1/4 inch deep, 6 inches apart. They germinate quickly, even in cold soil. No special treatment needed. For stir-fries, soups, and salads with authentic Asian flavors, plant these greens this month. They're fast, productive, and bring flavors you can't get from typical winter greens. Total game changer. Vegetable 14, turnips. Turnips. The dual-purpose cold crop. Turnips give you 2 vegetables in one, edible greens and sweet roots. Both are delicious. Both love cold weather. November-planted turnips develop sweet, tender roots without the bitterness summer heat causes. And the greens are packed with nutrients and flavor. Plant seeds 1/2 inch deep, 4 inches apart. Choose varieties like Purple Top White Globe or Hackaway for best cold weather performance. In 6 to 8 weeks, you can start harvesting greens. Let the roots size up a bit longer for mature bulbs, or harvest them young as baby turnips. Here's the magic. Frost actually improves flavor, making turnips sweeter and less pungent. They store well in the ground through winter in mild climates. In cold zones, harvest before hard freezes and store in a root cellar. Turnips are old-fashioned, underrated, and absolutely perfect for November planting. Hit that like button if you've never grown turnips, but you're willing to give them a shot. Vegetable 15, parsley. The biennial advantage. Parsley is a biennial, which means November planting sets you up for absolutely massive production next year. Plant parsley now and it establishes strong roots through fall and winter. Come spring, it explodes with lush, productive growth. Months before spring, planted parsley is even harvestable. Choose flat-leaf Italian parsley for cooking, or curly varieties for garnishes. Plant seeds or transplants 6 inches apart. Parsley is surprisingly cold hardy. It produces steadily through mild winters or survives dormant in cold zones, then resumes growth super early. By summer, your November-planted parsley will be huge, established plants producing more than you can possibly use. For year-round fresh herbs that actually perform, parsley is a November essential. Don't overlook it. Vegetable 16, broccoli. The spring head, start. November broccoli planting requires transplants, not seeds, but it's absolutely worth the effort. In mild climates, transplant broccoli seedlings this month. They grow slowly through winter, then produce beautiful heads in early spring, long before spring-planted broccoli. In cold climates, start seeds indoors now and transplant out in late winter for earlier harvests. Broccoli needs time to mature, so this head start is crucial. Choose cold-hardy varieties like Belstar, Arcadia, or Waltham. Space transplants 18 inches apart. Protect with row covers if temperatures drop really hard. The plants are tough, but young seedlings appreciate a little shelter. Spring broccoli from November planting tastes incredible, sweet, tender, pest-free since most pests aren't active yet. It takes planning and transplants. But the payoff is huge. Fresh broccoli in April beats store-bought any day. Vegetable 17, carrots. Carrots, overwintering sweetness. Carrots benefit enormously from November planting in the right climates. This one's all about strategy. In mild zones, plant carrot seeds now. They germinate slowly, grow through winter, and are ready for spring harvest. The extended cold makes them incredibly sweet. In colder zones, use a different strategy. Plant carrots in late summer, then mulch heavily in November to keep ground from freezing solid. This lets you harvest fresh carrots all winter by pushing aside the mulch. Choose cold hardy varieties like Napoli, Bolero, or Yaya. Plant seeds 1/4 inch deep in loose, well-amended soil. Carrots stored in the ground under mulch stay fresher and crisper than anything from a refrigerator. And the flavor after frost exposure is unbeatable. The starches convert to sugars. They get candy sweet. November carrot management. Whether planting or mulching existing crops, spinach is a strategy every serious gardener should know. Vegetable 18, claytonia. Claytonia, miner's lettuce, the hidden winter gem. Let's end with a vegetable 90% of gardeners have never heard of. Claytonia, also called miner's lettuce or winter purslane. This is one of the most cold-hardy greens you can possibly grow. It tolerates temperatures down into the teens and keeps producing tender, succulent leaves all winter. The flavor is mild and slightly tangy. The unique round leaves make stunning salad garnishes. Even the small flowers are edible and look beautiful on a plate. Claytonia grows low to the ground, creating a living carpet of greens, and it self-seeds readily. Plant once, and you'll have it forever. Broadcast seed across prepared soil and barely cover. It germinates in cool conditions and grows steadily through winter. Here's the crazy part. This is a specialty green that chefs pay premium prices for at farmers markets. $5 for a tiny bag. You can grow pounds of it for pennies in your November garden. Claytonia is the perfect way to end this list. Unusual, incredibly productive, and perfectly suited to cold season growing. This is next level winter gardening right here. Alright, we've covered 18 incredible vegetables. Now let me give you the practical tips that make November planting actually work. Tip 1. Know your zone and first frost date. Everything I've shared works, but timing varies by climate. Zones 7 to 10, you can direct plant most of these right now. Zones 5 to 6, focus on cold frames and season extension. Zones 3 to 4, concentrate on garlic, overwintering crops, and starting seeds indoors for later transplanting. Tip 2. Prepare soil properly. Even though it's November, soil prep still matters. Add compost, loosen compacted areas, ensure good drainage. Cold, wet soil is deadly for seeds. They'll rot instead of germinating. Tip 3. Use row covers and cold frames. Season extension tools dramatically expand what you can grow. Low tunnels with row cover fabric protect plants from hard frosts. Cold frames create microclimates that add weeks or months to your season. I've harvested lettuce in January using nothing but a simple cold frame. The difference is night and day. Tip 4. Mulch generously. Mulch insulates soil, regulates temperature, and protects plant crowns from freeze-thaw cycles. Use straw, shredded leaves, or wood chips around all plantings. 3 to 4 inches minimum. More is better. Tip 5. Water carefully. Plants still need water in fall and winter, just less frequently. Water in morning so foliage dries before nighttime. Avoid overwatering cold soil. It stays wet longer and can cause root rot. Tip 6. Choose cold-hardy varieties. Not all varieties tolerate cold equally. Look for words like winter, cold-hardy, or overwintering in seed descriptions. These varieties are specifically bred for this. Regular varieties might survive. Cold-hardy varieties thrive. There's a difference. Tip 7. Succession plant. When possible, for fast growers like radishes, lettuce, and spinach, plant every 2 weeks through November for continuous harvests. As one planting finishes, another's ready. Tip 8. Label everything. November plantings might not germinate until spring. Label rows clearly so you remember what's where. Trust me, you'll forget. Tip 9. Start small. If November gardening is new to you, start with 5 or 6 of these vegetables. Master the techniques. Get comfortable with cold season growing, then expand next year. Tip 10. Keep records. Write down what you planted, when you planted it, and how it performed. This data makes you a better gardener every single season. I keep a simple garden journal. Nothing fancy, just notes. It's invaluable. And there you have it. 18 vegetables you absolutely should plant in November. From garlic and greens to Asian vegetables and specialty crops like claytonia, these plants will keep you fed through winter and give you a massive head start come spring. November isn't the end of gardening season. For smart growers, it's just the beginning of a whole new cycle of abundance. Here's what I want you to do right now. First, hit that like button if this opened your eyes to what's possible with November planting. It helps this reach more gardeners who need these strategies. Second, leave a comment. Tell me which of these 18 vegetables you're planting first, or share your own November success stories. I genuinely love hearing from you. And third, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I share seasonal, timely gardening advice that actually works in the real world. No generic tips, just practical strategies for extending harvests and growing more food. Thanks so much for watching. Now get out there, grab those seeds, and get planting. Your future self will thank you when you're harvesting fresh vegetables in January while everyone else is buying sad, expensive produce at the store. I'll see you in the next one. Happy planting, garden friend!